Okay. Well, thanks for doing the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
All right. So you just got into Shameless.
I did just
What?
recently start watching Shameless.
How did you feel about the first season?
It was a lot to take in because there's a lot of different things going on, especially with like the whole character with Jimmy and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and how his name is really Steve or Jimmy or whatever his name is. I still don't understand. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of different drama from all sides of the Gallagher family, which is hard to keep up with sometimes.
I
But
mean,
it's
yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about Shameless. It's good. I just think it's the fact that like when I was, it's a difference between binge watching it and just waiting for the season to come out because I'm an anime guy, so I'm like, oh, new season of Shameless is out, and then I turn on Shameless, and then they're like, are you fucking serious? You don't remember what happened last time on Shameless? Like, nah.
I will say being able to like binge watch it has probably made it a lot easier for me to like
Yeah.
actually
Follow.
follow through with it, unlike having to wait for like the next episode to come out like next week. Like with the new Chicago series that came out, the new Chicago Med, Fire, and PD, how you have to wait each week for them. I will say it does make it a lot easier, but their intros for like how you haven't watched like last week of Shameless or something, or like their recaps, is pretty fucking funny because it's unique each different time.
I don't know. I never really got into like the Chicago. They have one for firefighters, one for police, and one for medical, right?
Yes, they have it for all first responders.
Have you ever watched Lucifer?
I have watched Lucifer. I've watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show. 10 out of 10. Recommend.
Yeah, and he's a Marvel character.
He is, and it was amazing to see him react something that was kind of similar to what he's played before. And it was really cool to watch him kind of like have his character arc as well throughout Lucifer.
Yeah. How did you feel about the ending? Spoiler alert! Spoiler! Just letting you know. Spoiler. How did you feel about the ending?
I had to be honest, I didn't really watch the ending just yet.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like on the last season, but I can't bring myself to watch the last episode.
Because you don't want it to end.
Mostly because I just don't want to know how it ends.
Oh.
I like having that suspense for a long time, knowing that, because when you're scrolling through your phone, you get spoilers anyways. That's kind of how I got hooked on Shameless. I was scrolling through Facebook Reels, and Shameless kind of just kept popping up.
Oh, so you know the ending of it?
No, it was kind of like I've seen like spurts of different episodes. Like, spoiler alert, also sorry guys.
Spoiler!
When Liam does cocaine, he finds Fiona's cocaine that she left out for her birthday. That her boyfriend's Matt brother Robbie gave her. He did it. I kind of saw that, and that's when I was like, "Oh, maybe I do want to watch this," which is a horrible way to start the show. Cause it was that. Then I seen like the white boy Carl thing, which I haven't gotten that far yet. I just got into Carl like again, another spoiler. Sorry guys.
Spoiler!
Carl dealing drugs and dealing with like being on that north side, the in the hood, kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Carl actually doesn't live too far from here.
Really?
Yeah, no, he like, where the hell is he? He's like a 25-minute drive from Belvedere.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. Now I want to go find him.
Because he would like he would do Shameless, but he would still go to school. He would be like at parties, like I think it was at like a Hananiga party and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't really. Is he somewhere else? Like is he?
I'm sure he's probably like in LA now.
No. I'm just saying, like, is he in any other shows?
Not that I have seen, but I think his name is the actor who plays Lip, Jeremy Allen White. He's in a bunch of different other shows and movies. Shameless kind of like sparked him. You know what I mean? Gave him his big hit.
Yeah,
He just won an Emmy actually for that cooking movie or whatever he was in.
Yeah, well, that TV show.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so thanks for coming back and listening to the How You Doing podcast. How you doing? How are you doing, Anna?
I am fantastic, Roman. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I had to work on my house a little bit, but it feels great that like once there's problems at the house and you do it yourself. I'm not a handyman. I do YouTube a lot of shit though, and thankfully, this is not racist. There's a lot of Indian guys on YouTube that will help you out. They will they know how to do shit right. And every problem that I've had in my house, it just coincidentally had to be an Indian guy. Be like, okay, we're gonna show you how to do this, and we're gonna show you how to do this. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
I definitely will have to agree. That has been our savior for our generation in general is YouTube, for not knowing how to do a lot of the life skills because they don't teach it in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Like how to fix a light fixture in the house, or even how to wash your washing machine, as you didn't know.
Yeah. So, so if you could like, subscribe, comment, share. Sharing takes a little bit of time. If you don't, then I don't know. I might just go to your house and like I'm gonna bust a nut on all of your doorknobs. Okay, you're not gonna know what it is until you feel that nutty juice on your doorknob.
Oh my God.
You can fucking wipe it on your leg, and then you got cum on your freaking leg. Subscribe or I nut on your doorknobs. How many you don't know? It could be your front door, it could be your back door. It's random. It could be in your basement.
And he's not lying either, guys. So please make sure you go like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever mojo you guys do on YouTube.
It could be random too. If there's a fire at the house, you need to leave. Boom. Why? Like you gotta exit the house. Why? Hopefully you don't.
Wait, how would you exit the fire? How would you know there's a fire at their house if you can't smell it?
No. If there is like you never. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh I'll be awake. I'll be awake and I'll see it or something. I don't know. It'll be the fastest I got. Be like, all right, I gotta. I don't know.
Spider-Man that shit.
But yeah. So follow me on Facebook, Twitter, I wouldn't say Snapchat. Anyways, if you want somebody to be on the podcast, or if you want to be on the podcast, message me. So yeah, guys, thanks, guys. I appreciate it, guys. Please do it, guys. If you don't, I'm gonna come on your doorknob, guys.
He's not playing, guys.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just for fun. Fuck it. Why not? Thug life.
Please just do it on your doorknob and not mine. I would much appreciated.
Could be your car door.
Oh my God.
No, I said doorknob. Not
I was to say, please don't ever do it.
Could you imagine? Let's say, could you imagine walking out of Walmart? You just put all your groceries in, and you're about to and you just like, the fuck?
What is this filming shit on me?
Like what is it?
No, and you had kids, and you go home, right? And you're like, oh, I'm so mad, I'm gonna go yell at my kids, because you think they spilt something on the car door.
Yeah, that's...
Anthony Michael, get your butt here now!
So, okay, so you wanted to talk about firefighters.
I did. I recently joined the Winbury-Sioux Fire Department as a firefighting EMT apprentice. Shout out to Winbury-Sioux. Holler at them.
We got a firefighter at the house. Woo! Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of people like firefighters more than they like police.
That's because we save your life. Like police.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I will definitely give a lot of shout outs to police too, and all my first responders out there, including the doctors and all of them. They do a lot of hard work that, a lot of people don't see on a day-to-day basis that I'm now getting to see. So, big shout out to all you firefighters, EMTs, cops.
Big shout out.
But the main reason why I wanted to talk about firefighting and EMT stuff is because there's a lot of struggles being as a new up-and-comer, cadet, apprentice, whatever you want to call it. So if there's anybody out there who wants to join their fire department, I kind of want to give them a little bit of an insight to see what it's like.
So firefighting, it's not a full-time job from what I hear. It's a lot of volunteer work.
It is. So you start off as a volunteer apprentice. Even though I am an apprentice, I technically do not get paid like an apprenticeship.
It's just on your own time.
It's on my own time, which kind of kind of like an off term for a lot of people because when you hear apprentice, you're like, oh, you're getting paid to do it. And you're not. I am getting all the great benefits, though. They are paying for all my schooling, which is amazing because who would have thought that an EMT class cost about $1,600? Because, yeah, I didn't know that.
You have to know a lot, though. You have to know a lot.
Yeah, it is becoming...
And thankfully, an EMT did save my life, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will not explain why until the whole thing is done. Just know I have a huge heart, and I'm very thankful for EMTs.
Oh, so do I. They've saved my mom millions of times, and they saved my dad God knows how many times, and my sister when we had carbon monoxide in our house. So...
Did the alarm not go off?
No, my dad forgot to change the batteries.
Oh, shit. Does it let you know when to change the batteries? I'm assuming yes.
I'm assuming it does. I think what happened was my dad got bored of it saying, like, change batteries or whatever, and got tired of it and took the battery out. Not thinking that, you know, carbon monoxide would leak in his house, because it's a relatively new house, too. So
This is an old house. Okay, so, like, my carbon monoxide thing is literally right there.
Yeah.
And the fire alarm, you know.
Right, because it's 2-in-1.
It's a 2-in-1.
There are...
But when I push the button, it beeps.
Right.
How do I know that detects both?
So when it's a fire alarm, it's going to do a rapid beep. If there's smoke of any kind, it's going to do a rapid beep.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a carbon monoxide, it's going to do a timed beep. So every 30 seconds, it will go off.
So it'll go beep.
And then wait 30 seconds, and then it'll go off.
Now, how do you know if it's up, like if it's working? Like, because me, when I first bought this house, I pushed the button and it went off. I'm assuming it would work for both?
Yes, it would work for both ways.
Okay.
So, and then when it usually needs the battery replaced, if it doesn't communicate or if yours doesn't talk and say, change battery.
No?
It will usually beep twice for a battery change.
Like every...
It just beeps twice until you either take the battery out or you change it yourself.
What kind of batteries does it need? AA, AAA?
Depends on the smoke detector, honestly. There's so many different kinds and so many different brands out there. From what I'm seeing, yours looks like it's just the standard AA.
Yeah, it's an old house.
But I wouldn't know for sure unless I took it all the way apart.
Yeah, we'll check it out later. But okay. So can I ask, do fires happen more at night or during the day?
Believe it or not, fires are not as common as you'd think they would be.
Oh,
I go into a lot of NVC accidents, so which are your car accidents, motorcycle accidents, all that stuff.
You ever see anything that you wish you didn't see in those accidents?
Oh, 100%. There are things that to this day I still wish I hadn't gotten to see. But now that I have seen it, I know how to save somebody from it.
I remember I was driving to work from Rock Valley College, and it was right in front of the Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody turned while there was a car literally going like fucking, I don't know, the miles per hour is like 45, 50. Anyways, it hits them and starts swerving and into the grass. First thing I do is I get out and I go and check and make sure that the person that hit the car is okay. I'm like, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend. She was like, you know, on my Bluetooth, I'm just like, holy fuck. So then like, I hang up. And then I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah. So then I go to the car that was hit, and like her airbag went off. And like I open the door, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then somebody came to look, and they're like, you got balls. Because usually the people that open it up, they see shit that they don't want to see.
Yeah, there was an accident actually on 20 right outside of Winnebago. That is the most dangerous, if you live in the area, the most dangerous highway. That's where I see most of my MVC accidents at.
Where is it?
The Four Corners. So you're coming down past State Street on 20, like you just entered onto Highway 20. And then you have that stoplight, which is the Winnebago Corners if you live in Winnebago. Shout out to the Bago Indians, woo-woo. But if you don't, you're going towards Freeport, Peck, all that area. That is the most dangerous spot that I have seen accidents because a lot of people aren't able to stop in time because the light switches from green to red really fast.
Right.
So a lot of people crossing over, hitting that little turnpike right there, gets a lot of accidents.
What's the speed limit on that? Like there.
It's actually 55.
Okay.
Because it is such a dangerous spot on the highway. But anyways, back to the story. There was an accident that I had witnessed, and I wasn't in firefighting or anything at that time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The semi hit because it couldn't stop, so I had to keep going, but failed to honk their horn, which is the rule is on the road. If a semi cannot stop in time for a stop sign, to honk your horn to let people know that you can't stop, but you're rolling through. Hit this oncoming car head on. Airbags went off. The car was literally smashed into pieces. And I was at my other job. I worked 2 jobs. And I had called 911, told them the situation, and I had ran out there.
Mm-hmm.
Semi guy, few scratches, bumps on the knee, nothing basic.
Semi's gonna be fine.
So, yeah, semis are fucking tanks. I will say that. They are some gnarly looking cars.
They'll be alright.
But the little 2010 Honda Accord that hit the semi head on, she was DOA, which if you don't know what that stands for, that means dead on arrival.
Yeah.
So it means when I got to the scene, she was already gone. And I'll never forget it. She was about my height, brunette hair, really skinny, but had 2 kids in the back seat. Kids, as far as I know, they made it to the hospital okay. They're still in stabilized condition, as far as I know. But I remember hearing them scream for their mother. And that's a scream you'll never forget. I will say that. And the one thing I will applaud you for is actually opening up that car door. That is a huge step on your side of the story. But another thing to hugely major look out for is shock. So they may tell you they're fine right away, but give them about 5 to 10 minutes after the accident, after the adrenaline, has calmed down a little bit, to let them, let the shock settle in. Especially because the lady's airbags did go off. I'm sure she was in some form of shock. Now, would that mean it looked like your classic shock signs, sweating profusely?
That's fucked up. Yeah. The thing I didn't like is that when she said she was fine, and the guy that was there, he stayed there to and I'm like, I'm gonna check on the other girl, because it was her fault, but still, she made a mistake. I want to make sure she's okay. She's up. She's out of the car. She's on the phone. And I, at this point, already called 911 saying, hey, we got an accident right in front of the Best Buy. We need,
ambulances here.
We need help, ambulances, police. So then I tell her, I'm like, hey, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, cool. I called for help. Just sit down, just relax. She's like, you did what? I'm like, yeah, I called the police. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, because there's an accident. And then she starts walking to the Best Buy. At this point, I pull out my phone, taking pictures of her. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you can never truly trust people anymore. You want to always believe, when an accident happens, the goodness of the community or if people will come out.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's really fucking shitty out there in the real world. And I've also learned that as starting to be an EMT and a firefighter. A lot of people who call for help never actually wants the help. It's usually a bystander who calls it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, the cop got there, was like, what happened? I'm like, well, she turned when it was red and hit her and all this. Well, I already explained it, and then he's like, what she looked like? I'm like, I don't know. I got photos. She went into the Best Buy the moment I said that you guys were coming. He's like, let me see your phone. And he, looked. He's like, okay. So then he went and, he pulled her out in handcuffs. I don't know. Maybe she was out for something. I don't know. But also, you know how they say you can't be on your phone while you're driving?
Actually, that is not against the law. You are allowed to be hands-free. So if you have Bluetooth or an aux cord connected to your phone, you are allowed to be on your phone at that time. Or if an accident has occurred, you are allowed to stop your vehicle from being in motion and record whatever happened.
See, this is the thing. I think it was maybe 5 weeks ago, I was driving home from work. and I see a car swerving.
Right.
Almost hits a car, but stops. And then, like, then he, like, bolts out. And then I look at the car that he almost hit, and it was a Mexican old family. Mm-hmm. And I thought of, like, my family. I'm like, not saying that they're old, they're older.
I get what you're saying.
So then I'm like, this is fucked up. And, like, he doesn't, he's not driving super, super fast. He's driving a little fast, so, like, I go and catch up. He's still swerving. I called the fucking cops.
There was probably a good possibility that he was drunk driving.
That's what I thought. I was like, he's probably fucking drunk. So then, like, called the cops, and then I'm just like, yeah, this car, this is the license plate, this is what he's driving. Just like the fact that he almost hit somebody. Yeah, I snitched. Yeah, I fucking snitched.
It's
fucking, for what?
My thing is,
saved some lives.
Yeah, my thing is, if you are putting other people's lives in harm, please, for the love of God, even if it's not you and you see somebody else do it, please be responsible and call for help. Mm-hmm. Whether you call a friend, even your friend, you may not want to be the one to call 911. You can go ahead and call a friend, call them, tell them, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Or if you live in the Rockford area, shout out to 8152. You can go up to District 1 or 2, the police district, and file anonymous complaints against drivers if you did not know that. And file reports. And then that will go on to whatever they call it, like a dispatch, crime wanted thing, whatever. And then whenever they run the plate, it will see that they have these complaints from all these residents, and they'll get pulled over for reckless driving, driving under the influence, all of that. Having fun there with your little squishmallow thing? Plushies, okay.
Yeah, so I talked about this on the podcast with Willie and Levi. These plushies actually helped me when I was through a very dark time.
Okay.
So I kept them. I would actually take them on vacation with me.
I have my anxiety
stuff. Yeah.
I got my weighted stuffed animal in your room, so yeah.
Yeah, anxiety's a bitch.
Mental disorders are also just as real as physical pain. So please, again, if you're dealing with suicidal thoughts, anxiety, depression, please call out to somebody. Please reach out to the SWAT.
It saved my life.
It sure has saved my life multiple times.
Okay, so going back to firefighting, let's say
You, okay.
I only have 2 days off.
Yeah.
Firefighting is 24/7, of course.
Yes.
But, can I, go, at 10 and just be like, hey, but I gotta go home at 4?
Yeah, actually, so they have something called day crew and night crew. So they have shifts that you can sign up for it. At least at the Windber Zoo. I can't speak for all fire departments. Unfortunately, just like a police department.
I'm assuming you gotta pass a test too? Like a fitness test?
As far as I know, I haven't had to do one, but they did make me do some sort of physical assessment before I joined. And got accepted into the Windber Zoo Fire Department, and I did pass. The hardest part of that physical assessment was my pulmonary function test, believe it or not.
Lungs?
Yeah. So they make you breathe out as hard as you can and for as long as you can. Into this it's almost like a breathalyzer is kind of how I would describe it.
Breathalyzers, you gotta breathe, you gotta blow out a lot of air.
Right. So you're doing that consecutively until the machine dings at you to stop. And there was I think it was 35 seconds each time that I had to do it. And I passed, thank God. But, what if I was a heavy smoker?
I smoke, but, so you gotta blow out as hard as you can for 35 seconds?
Yeah, it wasn't, it was difficult. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't sound like it would be difficult, but when you're actually doing it.
No, 35 seconds of blowing out air is a lot.
in a long time.
As hard as you can. Are you positive it's as hard as you can?
Yeah, because it's like, it's got this little curve that it's got to watch. It's like measuring how much your output's going in.
Since I was a kid, I was not able to, like, I could go like this.
And that's how I am, because I did choir for like 6 years. And that's how they train you in choir is, okay, so you take a deep breath in.
And blow it out.
Blow it all out at once.
Yeah.
Because that's how
but
you
do that
sing.
for 35 seconds, they're off their ass. No, fuck that shit.
No, it was not easy.
I can guarantee that they don't even do it.
I'm sure, like, once I go to my BOFA, too, which is your basic firefighting academy, which, again, is kind of fun. I enjoy it. I go every other weekend.
I don't believe it.
It is, like, towards the end, they're going to make me do all this stuff again, but with my gear. And let me tell you, that fucking gear is heavy.
Oh, I bet it is.
It's like an extra 60 pounds.
I've seen Fire Force. Yeah.
It's gnarly gear. But, again, shout out to all of the brave men and women out there who have done it and will do it. You guys are phenomenal. But, yeah, no. As a clinically looking, like, unfit person, I'm actually fit. I just don't show it, guys. It's a struggle. And another huge struggle is staying up for 24 hours.
Yeah. I would, like...
That is a pain. I thought, I will put it very simply, I thought military was hard. Firefighting's harder than military, hands down.
Oh yeah, you did go to the military.
I did. I'm in the Navy Reserves.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Hands down, firefighting was harder than boot camp. 10 weeks. Whatever month and a half I've already been, something like that.
We're going into World War III. They say that. I don't believe it.
I believe a war
They say that every year. I still have memes from like 4 years ago.
I would say I have my 2012 memes where it's saying that that's like the end of the world still.
Yeah, we like it was right around the time where the Popeyes chicken sandwich was out, and people were going to raid Area 51. That was like.
I forgot people were raiding Area 51.
They never did. They actually just had like a party outside of Area 51.
I would love to go see what's inside Area 51 though.
So let's talk about a little bit of fun stuff. Let's talk about some fun shit, man. Okay. Let me ask.
Fire away, Roman.
Okay. So, let's say, because this was brought up at, can't say, don't talk about it here, work. This was brought up at work with my friends. Okay, we talked about this.
I'm very concerned now about what you talk about with your friends.
We were talking about, like, okay, let's say I personally have a fuck buddy. Me and her are getting it on.
Yeah.
Would she personally feel upset if I hooked up with somebody else as well? Because technically we're not together, but like fucking is our thing. Goes for guys as well. Would you feel upset if like you're fucking a girl, you guys are smashing, passing, and you know whatever. Not passing, but you guys are smashing and crashing. But like, if she were to hook up with somebody else besides you, would you feel upset? I personally would.
I was going to say, sex is a very emotional, vulnerable thing. So even if you are just a fuck buddy, and if you are able to open yourself up to somebody that way, that's fucking phenomenal. Hats off to you. I personally could not do it and just go hook up with another person, or let alone have a one-night stand. Because of a lot of that contributes to my past and all of the childhood trauma that I've also been through. So I'm not a very good person to ask when it comes to that, because I do have a lot of emotional attachment when it comes to having sex.
Because like devil's advocate is like, you guys aren't together.
Right, and I get where you're coming from, but like
y'all ain't y'all.
But
ain't
like, what
together,
if you?
Y'all just fucking, but la vida.
But what if you get an STD? Because that's how you basically protect yourself from STD. Even if you are just fuck buddies, you know you are sleeping with one person. You run the chance if you're sleeping with somebody else to pass an STD on to them, and if they have an STD, they're gonna pass it to whoever that, and then so on and so forth. And that's how STDs get passed in the first place.
And it's more of an ego thing as well too, because it's like, why did you choose him over me? Like why? Couldn't you just hit me up? No. If it was if it was like a random night though, at a bar, and then just somehow happened, I can understand that. I'll be upset.
I would say if I was totally shit-faced,
but I'd be like, okay. But if you're a little drunk, hit me up, be like, whatever. I don't know. That's fuck buddy is not being
in a relationship. But it's pretty damn close to one.
Our genitals are.
Right, your genitals are in a relationship.
Yeah. So that was a question that I wanted, and they said yeah, I agree. I would feel upset. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for clarifying.
I was gonna say it kind of depends on who you ask too. There are some, no offense to all you lovely men and women out there, there are some fucking freaks out there too. Oh, yeah. That are into the whole threesomes, watching people, having multiple partners at one time.
That's that is on my bucket list. A menage a trois.
A menage a trois.
A threesome.
Okay, making sure we're on the same page. Two girls and one guy, or two guys and one girl. Because from a personal standpoint, I would love to. I'm putting myself out there. I'm bisexual. I don't give a fuck either way. It can be another guy or another girl. But it's also on my bucket list to have a threesome one day.
I want a two. Well, see, this is the thing. Going back to ego. If I'm smashing her, and then I have a guy, and he's smashing her, and we do the pyramid, the Eiffel Tower, I don't want to hear that he was better than me, ego-wise.
But you're not opposed to it being.
But the thing is, with two girls, you can't give one more affection than the other. Especially if you're in a relationship. Because she's going to be like, why did you do that with her more than with me? I don't know. I think it'd be better if I just didn't have it. It's a question that I'm like, I would be down to do it, but to be honest, when it comes up to the task, I would be like, I'm scared. Yeah. It's like when you take the classes to skydive, and then once you're up there, you're like, I don't want to do it, and that's totally okay. Same as getting on a slip and slide, like a big ass.
Like the giant drop at Hurricane Harbor here in town.
And you're just like, I'll just walk back down.
Yeah, no.
It's a nice idea.
Right. Everyone likes the idea of having another partner per se, or another person to show their love to. Yeah. Not just one person. Which, don't get me wrong, again, those who are monogamy just have that one person, that one partner for 40, 50 years. Tops to you. I want to know your secret. Please let Roman know what your secret is, because he'll proceed to tell me what that secret is. Yeah, I want to know. I don't know. It's just it's kind of it's an idea. I would be down, but I don't know. Well, you know what? Then again, I'm confident in who I am. I think that's what it comes down to, is confidence.
I am very confident in who I am. It's just there's some small stuff that kind of gets at me. Then at the end, I'm just like, whatever. I've I don't know. Penis size doesn't matter, guys.
Believe it or not, I will agree with him. Dick size does not matter. And if you ever find a girl who tells you that dick size matter, kick her to the fucking curb, bro.
That means that she's only had sex with guys that are big.
Or sex with guys that are small.
Give her some time. Because, did you know this? That, you're an EMT as well. A girl's vagina
conformed to a man's dick.
To one man's dick.
Yes, I did know that.
And if she is continuously hooking up with people with big schlong Don King Kongs,
Shakalaka boom boom.
it will not go back to its meditated state.
I did know that actually because newsflash, Roman, I'm a female. I've had sex with both big, medium, small,
Whoa.
circumcised, uncircumcised.
You are a whammon. You are a whammon.
I am a whammon. Newsflash to all you people also out there, if you couldn't obviously tell, I'm very much feminine.
So like it doesn't fucking matter.
The one thing I will say is, if you are below the average or, a bit smaller, make sure you bring your foreplay game up.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, bring the foreplay game up, and also the fingers. They work a lot.
If you're gaming people, I will tell you hands down, you are the best people that have ever fingered me. Not, just gaming guys or girls or whatever. Not specific people, but I will say gaming guys or girls are better at fingering.
I'm not saying that you gotta press the A button as fast as you can on her.
Yeah, please don't do that, for the love of God. You
gotta hold your breath to win that minigame in Mario Party, like.
You're right. No, the mad Fortnite players, like, you'd place in, like, the top 5, and they're just firing away at R2 to make sure they don't die.
You just, you don't do that. You don't do that.
I will also say, girls, this is kind of like a loose secret. Soft and gentle is just as much as pleasurable as fast and hard is. If not, sometimes more pleasurable. Also, spice up your sex life. Don't get into a routine. Because once you get in a routine, girls kind of get bored.
You get bored. You definitely get bored. I was gonna say, so when it comes to sex, I've asked this before. Girls say that when they have sex, they enjoy it because it's like a pressure.
So
is it a pressure? Like, this is the second time I'm asking this on the podcast.
Are you talking about like to the climax, like
no,
the build-up,
no.
or the release?
Just it's just they say it's the pressure of it, like going in. It's like, I don't know. I've heard this when I was in high school.
Some girls, depending on your shakalaka boom boom, I don't know what his actual graphics for words here are.
Vagina?
No, dicks, per se.
Penis.
Depending on the size of a man's dick, the pressure can be nice. Which, if you have a smaller penis, I'm also going to give you a secret. If your girl is into pressure, take the palm or your, whatever this is, the wrist part of your hand, and just gently pressure her just above her uterine line. So it'd be kind of like the fupa area on
That'll
girls.
push the G-spot down. Am I right?
It does kind of push the G-spot down, but if they like that pressure, like if they're used to having bigger penises, they're going to feel that constant pressure on their clitoris, or their, that's not their clitoris, that's on the outside. Fuck, what am I thinking about? That's on the cervix. There we go. Their cervix. It's that constant push. If you push it down a little bit and you are smaller, it kind of like opens up the cervix window for you just a little bit, because it's, kind of expand. So you push it down, kind of makes it smaller. So it kind of hits that.
Small dicks be winning too, guys. Just letting y'all know. You guys stay winning.
You will be winning, I promise. I have a lot of tips and secrets for you guys out there to kind of help.
Medium dicks be winning. Big. Actually.
Okay.
If you have a big one, I'm sorry. I
Big dicks, it's a lot.
I don't want that. I personally wouldn't. I'm not saying like
I don't think you would ever want a dick around you.
I wouldn't want like I would think the biggest that I would want is like 7.5 max. Anything above and beyond that, no. I'm good. I'm good. Don't want that, because in fact, like, you could hurt her.
You can actually hurt somebody with a big dick.
And they gotta get surgery and shit. You
Yeah.
can fuck her up. And then also the sex wouldn't be like
Your
wow, you're not like you're not even in all the way. What the fuck? I see those comments on the fucking like on the
that shit
sites.
blows my mind. Who the fuck cares if you're in all the way or not? Like, that's just my personal belief. I don't care if you're in all the way or not. As long as you're pleasing me and I'm pleasing you, that's all I fucking care about.
I think it's like I don't know. I think it's like it's more for the guy. Like once you like if you're halfway in, don't get me wrong, it feels good. But like when you get that warmth all the way down to your little belly, it feels good. That's why like they say like deep throat it. Because, like, yeah, it feels good, but once she's, like, in all the way. But then again, also, I'm going to say this, and it's going to cause a lot of hate. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of deep throating.
You mean like blowjobs?
Yeah.
I personally, this kind of stems from my childhood.
I mean it on me. I'm not saying I'm doing it. I hope you guys are getting this at this point. I'm the receiver.
I'm also not a big
pitcher? What's a pitcher in a blowjob?
Giver and receiver. So you would be receiving the BJ. I'd be giving the blowj in this scenario.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not a big person.
I'm walking on eggshells over here. Fuck! I just gotta make sure. I'm like, what?
So I personally don't like giving blowjobs. Not because, I don't enjoy, a man's penis down my throat. It's part of the reason. But when I was 13, I had a gun pointed to my head. And that was my choice, was to either die or give a man a blowjob.
That's fucked up, man.
It's a little fucked up. So
a little? That's very fucked up.
It's a little fucked up. I know there are more people who have more fucked up stories than I do.
I know.
So that's why I'm not saying like it's not fucked up.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not saying it could be worse.
True.
It could be worse.
Definitely can.
So like, and that's from one of my foster homes. So another backstory, Roman kind of knows this about me. I was in foster home for 15 years before I got adopted. So I have a lot of childhood trauma because of that, because I was in a lot of different foster homes. But fun fact about me is I've had a quinceañera because I was 15 and in a Hispanic foster home at a time, and I had a sweet 16. So I'm probably one of the very few who can luckily say that I've had both sides.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
It is dope. I love it. It's my favorite fun fact to tell everybody.
But, so the reason why I personally don't like... No, I'm not saying I don't like it. It feels good. I don't prefer it over just, like, the up and down motion. It's because, like, when I'm in all the way, I don't know if it's the curvature of the mouth. If it's something, I'm like, it's kind of hard on my tippity tip. I'm like, I feel like I'm hitting a wall, kind of.
It depends on the shape of the person's mouth, too, for sure. For, like, my instance, I have an extremely small jaw for my size as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a jaw condition that I actually have to have jaw surgery for eventually.
Oh, shit.
So, like, even if I were to, like, want to give blowjobs and would love to give blowjobs, my jaw will lock in place.
Right.
And then it's stuck. Which sounds amazing.
Locked jaw.
It sounds amazing, but it's extremely fucking painful. And, yeah. So, there's that.
Because, like, I've seen videos of, like, when like, the girl is just, like, upside down and, like, he's just ramming it through and it's, like, hitting, like, you see the shape of it going through her neck. Fucked up. It's kind of fucked up. But I'm like, they're not hitting that wall. it seems like it's just like an insert. And now, I don't know.
I think a lot of it also has to do with you're probably watching Pornhub. They're kind of experts. That's their job.
Yeah, that's true. Not Pornhub.
But, like, you know, you're watching somebody who makes those kind of videos. Like, it's their job to be good at
and
that.
I can guarantee you that cameraman is literally, like, hugging him, just being like that. The guy...
What if the cameraman is hiding his erection the entire time? Because, like, I can't imagine...
At that point, they'd probably be numb to it, to be honest with you.
But what if they aren't? Like, what if you're a new cameraman? Because you got a lot of those amateur videos out there, too.
Just lift it up and put it, like, you know, right here on the belt.
That's always what I've wanted to think of, like, not to, like, make me sound kinky or anything. But, like, that's always been the thought for, like, in the back of my head when I'm watching, like, you know, a porno or something. Like, how does a cameraman not get an erection watching this stuff?
They probably do.
Like, they have to.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's 100% okay.
But the thing is, like I said this before on the podcast, is it's not like a sexual thing. It's like the person that is making this pornography, adult film, they're like, okay, we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this, and end it on this. So when they're recording. Also, you got, like, people, like, you know, got people holding the mics, you got people recording, cameraman, director. Once they get to that spot, you have somebody counting down, like, and then they're like, okay, boom.
Well, but there's also...
And then if he's about to bust his nut butter,
please don't.
They stop production. They're like, all right, done. He goes away, she goes away, and it's like, okay, they have to, like, I don't know how long until, like, you know, his nutty buddy goes down. But, like, then it's like, all right, well, I hope after you've dried up, unfortunately, let me get you right back up and ready to keep going.
That's why I give a lot of porn stars credit, man, because, you know,
crazy.
It takes a lot of stamina, too, to hold out as long as they do, because some of those videos are, like, hours long. But there is a lot of, like, good things out there. So going back to, like, you know, the deep throating blowjob thing that you were talking about.
Right.
There is a numbing spray for oral sex that you can put in a woman's mouth to kind of, like, get rid of that wall that you were talking about. I don't recommend it, mostly because it tastes like dog ass. If you know what dog ass tastes like, good for you. If you don't, please don't try it.
How do you know?
How do I know what dog ass tastes like? I don't. But that's the best way I could fucking describe it. That's the best way I could.
Wild.
What do you want me to say? It tastes like dog shit?
Why a dog specifically? Couldn't you just say ass shit?
No.
Because it has a furry smell to it?
No, it's got that, like, mildew. Like, you know, dog's fur, if you don't, like, dry them off properly, they kind of get that musky mildew smell on their fur.
No.
Well, then that must mean you're drying your dog off properly.
I don't have a dog.
Well, if you ever had a pet, a cat, a dog, anything like that.
No.
Well, then...
Well, I have, but, like, my mom did that shit. But anyways, keep going.
So, like, when you don't dry off your animal all the way or correctly, they get that, like, mildewy smell onto their fur.
No, going back to, like, it smelled like shit.
Well,
like,
take dog shit. Dog shit smells pretty fucking horrible. And if you've done the Bean Boozled challenge, you taste dog shit. Because that's one of the jelly bean flavors. Shout out to Bean Boozled Jelly Bean Factory. Yeah, it's like dog ass. There's no way of saying.
So that will relieve the wall. What is that wall that I'm feeling? Like
you're feeling the palate in the back of the throat right here. So it's kind of like your soft palate is what they would say, but it's actually really fucking hard. But it's your soft palate back here. And if you don't numb the area, girls will have that natural gag reflex unless, again,
she doesn't have one, which I
that's
why I'm asking, because I was like, some girl didn't have a gag reflex. I'm just like, she would just like go down. I'm like, that's awesome, but like,
how? Takes a lot of practice, Roman.
No, I'm just like, don't feel that right. I don't feel that right. I will say the best that I've ever had. She went down. Not all the way. We were in high school at the time. And when she came up, she rotated her tongue around and up and up and up and up. So just letting you know, girls. I think I've said this before on the podcast. I've probably said it like maybe
Tom work as your teammate when you're going down on a guy.
I probably said like 2 or 3 times though. I'm saying it a fucking 4th time. When you're giving a BJ to a guy and he's just like kind of inching towards his bed, it don't feel right. If he's inching towards the air, girl, keep going. Because when she was circling her tongue around and up to the tip, I felt like my soul was going to leave my body. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And she went back down, and then she went back up, curving the tongue. Oh, man, that shit was amazing. That was the best. Best I ever had. Best I ever had. I don't like Drake, but that was the best I ever had.
So, to top your story, I was having a girl go down on me.
Woo!
And,
Girl on girl action.
shout out to all my lesbians out there, too. Bisexual people.
We love you.
I love you guys.
Unless you steal my girl. Then we got a problem. Because I'm going to treat you like a man.
Square up, question mark?
Square up.
Well, anyways, back to my story. The best I've ever had is I actually had a girl go down on me. And her tongue action, I was literally in fucking tears. Because it like you described it, your soul literally leaves your body.
You're like, what the fuck?
It's not even like the what the fuck. You were kind of like, this is almost too good to be true. Because that's not what it's supposed to feel like.
That's what the fuck meant. It's like
But to me, that's not it. To me, when I say what the fuck, it's more of a question.
I don't know. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on right now? I'm about to die. I'm about to bust. I'm about to. Is that Jesus?
Am I seeing Jesus in the corner? Jesus, take my soul, please.
Yeah. Keep going.
Well, anyways, when she was going down and her tongue action was really good, she also was applying that pressure with the palm that I was telling you about.
Whoa.
So I had my cervix down and opened. So when she was licking my vagina, she would stick her tongue inside.
That's the one thing I haven't done.
Go down on a girl?
No. Put my tongue. No, you know what? I've done it. Sorry. Keep going.
That's when I felt the what the fuck that he was talking about. The seeing Jesus moment.
Fuck? Why?
Plus, that was the first time I've also ever had a girl go down on me.
Oh, true.
But, yeah, that was my holy shit, this feels amazing kind of moment.
That's awesome.
It was. I think we went all night, too.
Dang.
Yeah. But girls can have more orgasms than guys, so we have that longer stamina, too.
That's fucked up, too.
Oh, no. I love every second of it.
That's fucked up, too, because, like, oh, man. I don't know. Oh, well. It is what it is. We're just born this way, guys.
Unless you have... Shut up, Anna. Shout out to all the...
Does that mean that, like, if a guy transitions into a girl...
Someone else asked me that.
Can they have multiple orgasms in one session?
No.
They're a one and done, just like a...
Because they were...
No disrespect, guys.
I love all my trans people out there, but no
Same.
offense. If you're a man transitioning into a female, you are a trans woman. You have never had your period. You didn't go through puberty. That's what, like, the menstruation. Yeah, you had the hormones of a female, and then you get that bottom surgery, and you might possibly get that, menstruation. But the chances of you actually menstruating is quite impossible, basically. Not saying that it can't happen, and I'm walking on really thin ice, and I know that.
And same as me. That could like cancel my whole podcast as well. And like I will never get big, or I'll probably get like if it does end up getting bigger, I could be like what is it called?
One hit wonder.
Hated on in like 10 years.
Oh, cancel culture.
Cancel culture, but like I personally believe that if you are born with male genetics, it doesn't matter, chromosomes don't lie, then you are a male. A male is a word, so like you could identify as, and I respect it. I will respect whatever you want to call yourself and whatever, like I will learn from it, and I will because we all live on this fucking planet. We all want to be accepted. Gay people took forever because of the change of mind that people had, and even then we still have some people that don't like gays, and that's fucked up.
Gay pride.
And like the transitioning of it's still new to this day.
I don't think it's more about the transitioning, honestly. I
believe it's still new.
I have the argument because I have older parents in my household, and when I say older, they're like in their 70s, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So they always like to come to me for the Gen Z millennial questions that they have. So my mom posed the question, and I'm going to ask you this question, Roman. So what do you do when a guy, a male who has male genitalia, identifies as a female, dresses as a female, walks into the female restroom, but touches little girls in that restroom? Because there are those creeps out there.
Well, unfortunately, the law has not caught up to that, which is now a big issue. I think he will still get charged as an adult for doing that.
But would you send him to male prison, correctional facility, or would you send him to a female correction facility?
I believe at that point they would send him into and this is fucked up for me to say, but I believe they would send him to a mental hospital.
But that's the thing, though. Now that we've opened the idea of transgenderism, there should be a transgenderism prison or a gender-neutral bathroom.
Yeah.
Because there's just not enough out there to support them.
But at that point, it would just be...
But then it begs more questions.
A co-ed bathroom, bro. I'm sorry.
It would be a co-ed bathroom. It'd be like a family restroom.
It's fucked up. I don't know. Like this is a very, and I'm pretty sure the people that are making the laws and stuff, and they're like, pulling out their hair. They're like, what the fuck? Okay. But going back to what I was saying, I respect everybody. I had a friend that was a they them, is a they them, and I would ask questions about it, and unfortunately sometimes I would ask questions. I'm like, wouldn't it be easier if we just did this, because the English language was this and this, so wouldn't it be easier if we did that? And they would be like, but that's not how it is. Unfortunately, I was talking about Snapchat. I was like, dude, it's not letting me call you. It's not letting me call you. The they, them thought that I was talking about them. So they're like, oh, you called me an it. I'm like, no.
Oh.
I'm talking about Snapchat. The program.
That app that everybody has?
Because personally, if I wanted to make fun of you, I would have called then it unfortunately it goes back to the way that I was raised and the way that my mind rationally thinks a little bit is like I would call you a bitch, I would call you I would just make derogatory terms towards women. But when I say it, I go towards objects. I'm not saying that.
That could be interpreted in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I'm not saying that was you. I'm just saying like that. Like it was the Snapchat app. So it's just like it just ended up being.
Well, and that's another thing.
Miscommunication, and it caused a big problem, and it kind of ended my friendship with my.
The friend.
One of. It pretty much kind of ended our friendship with my co-host David, and now it's just kind of like a work acquaintance, and then what the fuck was her name? She was on my podcast. Her name was Bone. I was trying to hide it, but you know what? Fuck it. This is the Howyadoin podcast. That's why, okay? Bone. I wasn't calling you a fucking it, eh? I wasn't calling you a fucking it, eh? I was talking about the Snapchat application. The problem was that she said that I needed therapy after.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I need therapy. And then she tried to bring my friend Violet into this, and it was like, oh yeah, whatever. I'll tell you more about this, but honestly, Bone, your mind is not if anybody needs therapy. To be honest with you, I think you might need some therapy because one, you're trying to judge me when you've come to me for help 3 times and I've helped you out, and then you come to judge me based off of a miscommunication. As of me helping you out 3 times, you should know that I am an honest and good person. And for you to judge me after that, no, fuck you, dude. And that's the reason why I don't know. And she yeah, I'm calling you a she. Unfortunately, my mind is just unfortunately went to that, but they thought that it was at the housewarming party. One of my friends was playing music, and then they said some stuff, and Lil Peep. You know Lil Peep. He was
the artist?
Yeah, the artist, Lil Peep.
I've never listened to him, but I do know him.
Well, he died, and he was playing that song, and then they said, can you not play can you not play this song? Because it makes me feel this way. It makes me feel that way.
That's another thing. I'm going to be so conservative right now, and I am so sorry to all you liberals out there that I'm about to wake your fucking minds. Y'all need to grow a fucking pair. Stop being so fucking sensitive. Grow the fuck up. And this isn't me talking I adore you guys. I really do. But especially my generation, the Gen Z, stop getting offended by every little fucking thing. It's literally not worth it.
For real. I agree. I personally am
I think you're a millennial. Based on your age.
No, not that. I personally am a Democrat. But I'm not a bitch Democrat. I'm there's some shit that the Republicans have that I'm that makes sense. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't affect me.
And that's my thing too. Do your thing if it doesn't affect me. But when you start talking this woke stuff, so a big, huge conservative shout out that I'm going to give is to Candace Owens. She is such an amazing person. Great lady. But she does talk to my generation very harshly.
Right.
And I will admit that. But they need to hear it. So, one of my favorite, sayings that Candace Owens has now said that has become my life motto is, life's tough, get a fucking helmet, I'm too pregnant for this shit. Because she was 8.5 months pregnant when she did this press conference.
Yeah.
And this kid was how do you tell the people who feel actively victimized by your presence here? Life's tough. Grow up.
I don't know, I feel bad for saying that.
I don't. But again,
but oh
it's the
God,
truth.
It's a.
It's getting out of hand, honestly.
No, it got out of hand. At this point, like, she doesn't. And the worst part was that, like, he was supposed to move in with me.
They were supposed to move in with you?
No, my boy.
David?
Yeah, he was supposed to move in with me. I asked him to move in when we were, like, hanging out all the time and doing all this. But then, like, this is going to get a little bit personal. Well, not personal, like, telling you about my personal life. He was supposed to move in with me. And,
ASMR. Sorry, had to. It sounded so beautiful on the headphones.
He was supposed to move in and, like, help out with bills and stuff. But, like, after he started dating her, he did change. He started doing this. He started, like, I don't know. And then Bone as well was like, she doesn't like me and stuff. So I'm like, that's when I'm like, if I want him to move in, I gotta deal with her.
Like,
they.
Yeah.
Like I said, unfortunately, like, my mind goes to that. But do I want someone like that at my house?
Fuck no.
No.
Sorry.
I don't want that at my house. So that's when I told David, like, hey, yo, bro, like, I think, like, it'd be best if you don't move in. But, like, it is what it is. Like life moves on, and he's gonna move in with Bone. And they're gonna have, like, an apartment, I think, or something. I don't know.
Good for them.
It works out. It works out.
Right, because now you can have girls sleep over and not worry about the roommate.
Doesn't matter about that.
I mean,
was more worried about the money.
I get where the money concept came from. But to kind of share a similar story that he had, but this is back in high school.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta take a pee-pee. So I'm gonna pause this real quick, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, I can watch Shameless, actually.
I'm gonna pause it. Alright, we're back. Had to take a quick pee-pee.
So, we were talking about they, them, pronouns, she, hers, transgenderism, if you guys went to the break as well, if you kind of lost where we were, or if you're finally just starting to join us as well. Welcome back to, what's this podcast called again? Oh yeah, how you doing?
Well, I'm gonna edit it out. I'm gonna edit, so it's gonna be like...
Retarded?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta realize there's so much that happens in Shameless, you gotta actually kind of spell it out sometimes.
Yeah, so... I don't know how I feel about it.
I personally have never really been a huge fan of using the R word, but with my generation, and I mean my generation, we are, honestly, truly, a bunch of retarded people. Because in the fact of the life skills we don't know, like how to change a tire on a car. And yes, I do know there's a lot of you that do know how to do it. And again, I give you props for that. I really do. But, like, at the same time, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Like, my generation is so stupid. I don't even know how to put it in a simpler way. Sorry to offend my generation. Gen Z rules. No, we don't. We suck. On so many levels.
I don't know what to say. Like, I'm still on about the whole saying the words, but I mean, like okay, so it is what it is. We all live our life. I don't know where to go from this. I'm still flabbergasted about the whole.
Honesty is the best policy, man. So, like, for me, I have no filter. This is why I never do podcasts, as fair warning. Because I have no filter.
No, I don't have a filter either.
But I also don't get offended by what I say.
No, I don't either. Like, unless it's, like, offensive towards me. If what she's saying is more of like a roundabout thing.
That's my secret. I always go around about the whole story. No, I'm kidding. Don't ever do that.
But fuck. I got the fire pit going on over here. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like she said it. But then again, I don't know. I say a lot of things on this podcast that, like, maybe you shouldn't say it, but I still say it.
Well, if I offend people, I truly am sorry to all of those. And again,
She didn't mean it in a bad way. She was just saying it in a way.
It's kind of like in my generation, and I'm closer to his age. So I like to say that I'm more of his generation, Gen X, than I am a Gen Z. But, that's like, I would almost say, like, that's just a describing word to us. It's not like we're actually saying it to be an offensive person or any way or shape or form like that. That's just how we kind of use to describe a way a person is or how something is. Like, how you get mad at Fortnite and you say, oh, this shit's stupid or whatever. Some people use the R word.
Yeah, true. I'm actually, like, I don't know why, like, after this, I thought of, like, could you imagine, like, the people from, like, now play the people back then in, like, Black Ops, Call of Duty?
The wokey people? Oh,
whoa.
Bro.
Whoa.
They get their ass handed to them.
Y'all wouldn't make it, bro. Y'all wouldn't make it.
No, they wouldn't. Oh, imagine trying to play hopscotch with the woke generation.
But all right. So we're gonna end it right now. I'm still out of words. So thanks for coming back and listening to the Howyadoin podcast. How you doing?
Wait, which word are you more surprised that I said that you're so flabbergasted right now?
Like, subscribe, share, comment, follow on Facebook. If you want someone to be on the podcast, let me know. Just hit my DMs or PMs.
What's a PM? Private message.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's a little bit weird. I thought the DM was a direct message and it was like, either way. Do it. Subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds. If you don't subscribe, I'm going to bust a nut on your door now. I'm saying it again twice because I'm very empathetic about it. What you gotta say, Kohl? You better fucking say that shit, man. You better fucking subscribe or I'm gonna fucking kill you, man. I'm gonna do it right now, man. Do it, man. Why is he Mexican?
That's what I wanted to know. You just went to that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Suck my dick.